Hello dear parents, welcome to the new academic year at Walnut. My name is Amruta Dashaputri and I'm going to talk about Standard 8th English. Why do we teach English? We all know that English is the most used language in the world. So when our children are on verge of entering the real world, they need to be future ready, approachable, confident, so learning English is a must. How is English taught at Walnut? Discussions form a core part of teaching. At least two language skills like speaking and listening are focused in discussion. The text reading also helps the students to understand concept, understand the chapter, and when the questions are orally discussed, it helps them to write the answer. In addition to this, when they revised while doing the homework, they understand the lesson, the concept, the chapter very well. Writing, a very important way to express the language. The only way I will say to tell how much English you know. When they enter 8th standard, the answers get longer. They have to write creative writing for about 10 marks, long answers for about 9 marks or 4 marks. So, reading, rereading, understanding the concept, discussing, expressing will help them in writing. Oral discussions are also incorporated through various activities. Students get comfortable slowly and steadily with these discussions and start expressing their views, and this prepares them to write the personal response answers. Sometimes they work into smaller groups, sometimes they are all alone performing. So this all skills which cause them to do brainstorming, which cause them to do debates, group discussions, help them to gain confidence, and it helps them while applying for jobs. Homework, a very crucial thing when we talk about 8th standard. Homework is a must. Studying regularly will always help in understanding and gaining the skills of the language. So 15 to 20 minutes minimum should be devoted for English every day. This may have rereading the text, reading the newspaper, listening to the English news, listening to some talk shows, reading a novel, along with completing the homework, writing the long answers, framing it into various ways, getting it checked from the teacher will always help. Also, there will be some interesting holiday homeworks where students will be asked to see movies, short films. They will be giving interesting book which will encourage them to listen and read various styles of English language. We take this homework very seriously because there is a lot of thought process behind the homework. So we want you also emphasize the same thing to the children. How to study English. Whenever a lesson is taught, child has to go through the lesson multiple times. The MCQs will be there in place for every chapter. You can keep practicing those. As I said, newspapers, radio shows, talks, books can be very helpful in case of studying the language. Examinations. So 2-unit test and 1 term in each of the term. So in all, we will have 6 examinations for whole 8th standard year. The descriptive exam will be marked on the calendar and the objectives MCQs will come thrice in a unit, and the best of 2 result will be counted. This will be the formative assessment. A unit test paper will be of 25 marks and will go on for 45 minutes. Term paper will be for 80 marks, will be written in 3 hours. The orals and MCQs will be 5 marks each. These are the details of the examination and the marks. Each unit will have the portion for that unit only. For example, unit test 1 will have unit 1 portion, but for term 1, the portion of unit 1 and unit 2 will be asked. Similarly, term 2 will have unit 3 and unit 4 portion. For 8th standard class, we have the NCERT textbook Honeydew, which is the literature reader, and the supplementary reader is the book named It So Happened. These 2 books are really wonderful, covering a wide section of the English skills. Oral examinations. The students will be given the topics for the orals before the examination. There will be a choice given to them. They will be selecting one, preparing 5 to 6 sentences on the topic and presenting it to the class. Now, some cautions that we need to take. Use the language more and more so that it becomes a subconscious language and students start thinking in that particular language. There is a lot of creative writing and personal response in the exam. So studying the text given regularly, reading more than that will help the students to write the creative answers and also the personal response answers. Do not miss school unless and until it is unavoidable. Don't miss the school. This is followed by one more important instruction that students have lengthy papers, so they don't maintain a clean and neat handwriting. So it is duty of both teachers and parents to stress on the neatness and good handwriting. Reading theatre, one of the interesting activities done to improve reading of the children. Here, English pronunciation and sentence delivery is focused through performing arts, which becomes very interesting for the children. Now, there are certain advantages of Walnut, like you are given constant exposure to the language through various activities like storytelling, elocution, debate. The class discussions help the students to prepare for real life scenarios, to prepare for that particular instant. The assignments and exercises are thought very well. Lot of effort has been put into it so that it would build the skills of our students and keep them motivated. Also, the revision grammar sheets are designed in such a way that the language accuracy increases even more. At last, I would like to conclude that reading, rereading, constant use of language, continuous exposure to the language will help our children to acquire the language and also to score more marks in the language. Wish you a very happy learning at Walnut. Have a wonderful year ahead. Thank you.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.